it's really tempting to think, all right, by the fourth time I'll get this. Okay, wait, one more, fifth time, you know. And it's kind of, you know, this is the intoxication of the kind of, you know, the strategy that we're talking about here. So I'm glad to see him just kind of saying, okay, let me take a breather for a sec, change gears, and let's attack this from another position. Great idea. You know, I'm not going to find any fault there, and we do have a mine, because of course Vampire has had time to put down some light defenses and that sort of thing. So during this time, by the way, while I was chatting like a maniac, King Tiger has entered the battlefield. So King Tiger is just going to kind of hang out there for a little bit. I think of him, King Tiger, as like King Hippo, maybe from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. No, maybe not. But this is a much better idea. Now we're starting to see strategy again, which is like, okay, my cheese isn't working. Fine, I'm going to do this like a real strategic player, and he does it, and he does it very well. And these are all fundamentals here. We've got anti-tank guns across the river, shooting at positions that are hard to hit. We've got snipers doing the same thing. Oh, beautiful! Where did this player come from? I really like seeing InfantKnife playing again. He's getting back to the fundamentals, and he's going to go ahead and just do what he does. And you know, we got cloaking rifleman. Hey, cool! I like that. Big criticism here. I really want to see Vampire cap this point. I think somehow this has been low on his priority list forever, but now we are finally maybe going to see that get capped, and that's good. But he could have done a lot more command point damage if he had just, you know, kind of run around and capped all this stuff. And now we do see, looks like some mines here, but the the Panzer Pioneers are going to, you know, get that taken care of. So already we can see some progress here. I'm not sure why he just ran away. Maybe he was really afraid of taking heavy casualties, but to these mortar team shots. But usually you don't see infantry players too worried about that if they have infantry attrition up. Same thing again. I want to see just, you know, a little bit more capping. He's being a little indecisive, and now, of course, the accomplished Pumas are going to be out here. And, of course, I think I'm a little bit wrong here, and that looks like that's a Browning there. So I think the earlier rifle squad that was out here met with doom. Oh, you know what happened out here? I completely missed it when I was checking this out. What had happened way, way earlier when we were looking all around the map and checking out here, I watched all this earlier and took notes. Vampire went and parked a he parked a Goliath right on that cap point and just left it there and let it cloak a long time ago, and he just detonated it the second the first rifleman squad was there. Just imagine a glorious blast and body parts everywhere. So that's what happened to the ill-fated first expeditionary team, and now we'll see that Vampire has turned everything around. King Tiger is out here on the battlefield looking for a fight. We do have a bit of a rocket half-track here, laying down some pretty decent damage. Infantry attrition is now up. Again, I don't think that's the right use of it. I mean, he ran them out to their death, but that's, you know, that's a byproduct of why it's useful, but don't just guarantee kill them with no damage. You want to get something done. The point is that you want to trade unit for unit, not you just want to run in there and lose your units. It's not like actually losing units benefits you. Trading units benefits you because you get your units back. You know, it's like, you know, I pay you $10 for this comic book, and then I get my $10 back. That's the benefit. That's the abuse part of this, not just simply losing the $10. So a little bit of shooting going on here between the Greyhound and the Puma and King Tiger. Vampire is probably being a little bit passive with this Tiger, honestly. I mean, I know there's a anti-tank gun out there, and I have the benefit of, you know, total omniscience with my ability to see the rest of the map, but it is also a frickin' King Tiger. It can definitely stomp into this little piddly stuff that's out here and do so with a little bit of whoa, look at that, bunch of sniping going on here. We have the double snipers across the river. Vet 2 sniper with 17 kills doing his thing. And hopefully we'll get some lucky shots off on this Greyhound, which is just being pesky. Look at that. Look at all the damage that Greyhound's doing. Just many misses one after another for this King Tiger. And, oh! And we do have the anti-tank gun across the river. So this is the kind of stuff I was talking about before. And King Tiger, come on, you can do it. King Tiger, you're just the guy right there. Go to the guy. Go to the guy. Oh, well. Rockets going across the river here. But, you know, more or less, this is the kind of stuff I was looking for. But hey, man, these replays are useful. This is a good game because of the fact that there are so many little things that we can learn about this sort of stuff, you know. It's not exactly one-sided, and it's not perfect play. But, you know, if you want to become a better gamer, why not look at what the pros are doing wrong and figure out how you can do it better? Because, you know, if you're a low-level player and you pull off a strat like this but do it well, you could be a high-level player really quickly, at least until, you know, some patches change the way that this stuff works. So we do have a terror officer up here doing his thing, and let's see if he's going to get a cap there. He is kind of hunting some snipers, and oh, really, really good-looking rocket barrage going on there. So this half-track is actually kind of getting one kill. Okay, oh, sorry, that was actually the, I think that was the terror officer's ability. So, looks like we got a couple of grenadiers here, and we got mortar shots coming from across the river still, so kind of, it looks like there's been a little bit petering out going on here. I mean, I do like the positioning that InfantKnife is in, but really, he had a great, you know, second wind. He said, okay, let's go ahead and do, whoa, single rocket from the half-track takes out an entire squad of mortars. He had a really great second wind. He said, all right, we're going to gather our forces here and go ahead and just charge on in and do this the right way. And then he was soundly defeated by an able opponent, and that's all that happened there. I don't know that... I think he even was tempted a little bit right at the end there to use infantry attrition, and it did not benefit him at all. So we'll see where this is going here. King Tiger is probably going to go ahead and press right on into the southern side of his base. Lots of anti-tank guns, though. Definitely don't underestimate these things, especially if your opponent has enough armor-piercing rounds to burn. Because they can do a ton of damage to tanks, even really big tanks, very quickly. Taking a look around here, we'll see that InfantKnife is moving out into the front once again, trying to recap no man's land here. These advanced defense engineers capping this front point, and he gets it finally. Moving out a little bit here. Vet 2 Volksgrenadiers and the Burger's Panzer Pioneers are going to get shot up a little bit by these riflemen. We're going to see if they can do anything, though. And this level 2 accomplished Stug is taking some shots here. So, bunch of shots going on everywhere. This mortar team here is really going to do some serious damage. Mortar team combined with machine gun suppression, really brutal, really brutal. Entire infantry squad lost. Luckily, infantry attrition was active. Was it active? Oh, he activated that a little bit too late. Another slight error there. You know, if you're going to suicide charge, make sure you click that button. Looks like he did not benefit from that for that one whole squad. So, errors kind of all over the place, but important to note, pay attention to that kind of stuff. Another suicide charge here. To what end? Maybe he can sticky this King Tiger. Maybe he can sticky it twice. We are getting some decent long-range shots here, but no, we do have a little bit of a firestorm going down here from the terror officer. Sticky has gone off. We do have a damaged engine. Looks like the remaining anti-tank gun is taking some shots here, and it is almost burning to death. I'll keep it selected, and we can see if it dies. Looks like it is going to live at just a sliver of hit points. Meanwhile, this King Tiger is kind of intentionally, maybe even intentionally changing targets just so he doesn't wipe out any squads, because that's always pretty good. Meanwhile, the terror officer is not nearly as concerned about this sort of thing and is ready to kill everybody around him. At this point, miraculously, is captured. 2 very wounded riflemen here were able to do this, and looks like a firestorm is going to go down for sure on this anti-tank gun. Kaboom, kaboom! The entire thing is done. Everybody out there. Looks like the terror officer went down too. And you know what? Out of all of this, InfantKnife just kind of barely managed to cap that point. But, you know, Vampire, of course, just being polite and reminding him that he's got more infantry coming. So really the question is, when are we going to see this off-map reinforcements, if at all? I certainly want to see it, but he definitely doesn't have the population cap to get it right now. Way too much manpower. I mean, if there's a single fault here, it's that if you're going to do this, at least pump out the units. Really spend it. There's no reason to ever have this much. So I think by this point in the game, InfantKnife's will is a little bit broken here, and he's not quite making the normal macro decisions you would in terms of what to build and what to buy and what to spend your money on. I mean, really build 3 more infantry squads and keep doing this strategy is one way to go about it, or... You know, I mean, you can see, I will, you know, give him the credit here. He has fully upgraded his supply depot and that sort of stuff, so he does have more veterancy. But really, what's the point in fully upgrading your veterancy capabilities if you're just going to suicide all your riflemen anyways? I don't necessarily think that is in you know, alignment with the strategy either. So, meanwhile, Vampire having no problem capping this stuff back. InfantKnife going ahead and saying good game, and I think he's being a little bit malicious there and just trying to get his opponent off guard, because you can see he went ahead and got his off-map reinforcements in. So, by the way, I really do enjoy InfantKnife's style of play here, and I think, you know, I hope he's a good sport and doesn't mind me being a little bit critical out here, because I'm certainly going to be critical now and again of players, but I would definitely love to see more of his stuff. I'm sure he has plenty of wins with this strategy and plenty of interesting wins out there, and frankly, I'm sure there's a lot of infantry players who just love to see this kind of stuff, and a lot of Wehrmacht players for the German pronunciation, who hate seeing this as well. But we'll see what we got going on here. Let's give it a good count. We've got 4 rifleman squads with bars and 2 engineer squads, each with 2 bazookas. So, huge chunk of this off-map reinforcements coming out now. And you can see he didn't even do that much big of a chunk of damage into his into his manpower there. It took about 700, and he was already way up at like 1800 or something like that. Definitely could have spawned out some more stuff. Or maybe he couldn't have, actually. He knows how much manpower he needed. Maybe he was using up all of his stuff there. So I take all that back. Obviously, that's the case. He was manpower constrained, so he was waiting for it. But still, that's kind of a tough thing to wait for. Meanwhile, going to go ahead and push here. And this is where he, you know, it's a lot of infantry. I'm not going to lie. That's a huge amount of infantry, but kind of... It's, I want to say too little, too late, but it's certainly not too little, but I think it definitely is too late here. King Tiger is going to start opening fire, and pretty soon here we'll probably see a some infantry attrition going on. But to me, it seems like this game is running really close to being almost over. Terror Officer here doing a great job just gunning down engineers. I love these guys. You know, if I had more time to watch this, unfortunately there's been a ton of action going on here, but I love really just kind of falling around Terror Officers. You know, they're fun, they require a lot of micro, and I kind of think they're one of those sort of fan favorite kind of units where they're just, you know, from an audience point of view, they're real fun to watch. You know, I don't know, can't say too much about how effective they are versus other abilities and that sort of thing. But so we do have, you know, all these units are here. They're all dying. I don't know how many of them got reinforced. We've got at least one that got killed and got reinforced. The rest of them are up here right now fighting it out with the King Tiger. But I mean, really, just think about what are you hoping to gain here? A King Tiger is not going to get killed by riflemen. It's just never going to happen. Now, 2 anti-tank guns might, so maybe you're just stalling a little bit, but even then, 2 anti-tank guns are going to have a hard time against a King Tiger with it, you know, reversing away and that sort of thing. We do have, it looks like our Volksgrenadiers here. Vet 3 Volksgrenadiers equipped with MP40s, running on in and just causing a ruckus here and doing exactly what they need to do, just focus firing everything, getting that heal going off there. Gonna go ahead and switch on back to Vampire Knife, and I said heal, but it looks like it was just the whole Inspired Zeal thing. And they're just going to own up here. Vet 3 doesn't really care about all that. And you know what? He can have all these units back as far as Vampire is concerned, because Vampire has got all this under control. A little bit of credit here, though. Pretty much the whole game, InfantKnife has managed to keep this point under his control against all odds, deep in enemy cover. So really, really good backcapping there, just regardless of what else has been going on. We do have these couple of sneaky engineers pulling up back here with their double bazookas, just barely out of range. I mean, they're in range, obviously, because it's shooting at them, but not taking heavy damage here. Firing away at this bunker, and I didn't point this out either, but this is a mechanical bunker. A couple of points early on in the game, you can see a few mechanics running around repairing things. Here they are right now with nothing to do, and now they're all dead. And now we're running away, dropping bazookas all over the ground, and we'll see. Looks like he's going to survive. Not too bad. So the Stug is now pulling up in the front of the base. He knows he's taking care of all of these AT guns, and he's just going to go ahead and kill some of these bunkers, and that's going to be about the end of the game here. So, and waiting to see if he's going to be able to repair the rest of this King Tiger. Looks like it's not getting any repairs at the moment, but I think he's just kind of chilling back because he knows this is the end of the game. So, anyhow, just going to give this another minute here just to make sure I'm not chipping any player of any particularly amazing ability. But, you know, like I said, I like this game, and I like seeing more games like this, frankly, because there's a lot to be learned from this sort of stuff. So let me take a look at my notes here while we're kind of waiting for this to end here. See if there's anything else going on for the meantime there, but looking pretty good. This, you know, this was an ill-fated attack to get one more shot off with an AT gun that's just kind of bounce off. I mean, not really the best idea. So I think this is just a little bit of kind of stabbing out into the darkness kind of stuff. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope you guys, you know, at least saw something entertaining going on here. And, you know, I'm sure there are some German players out there who do like seeing a Terror player just having no trouble with a very high-ranked and, you know, well, you know, experienced infantry player who typically goes for sort of attrition type abilities and all that stuff. But, you know, keep sending me replays, keep sending me attrition stuff, keep sending me normal replays. I really do mean that. I think that, you know, there are no bad replays out there, provided that we can get some useful information out of them and that sort of thing. So anyhow, I am HarlequinCoHO. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a great evening and a great week and all that sort of stuff. Good night, good game, good luck.